Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, we are going to start React.js project and we are going to start with the threejs library. Okay, threejs is a library which is used inside the JavaScript to show the 3D models. Okay, so in this video, we are going to see how we can import or show a 3D model in our React.js application. Okay, so before that, let's go to the threejs website and let's see how exactly it is. So if you can see on the website 3js.org. Okay, so this is the website and here we can see different models which can be shown. Okay, so if we open one of it, okay, it's downloading the resource. Let's see the other one. Right. So and you can see this animations and all. Okay, so it's not opening, but that's fine. So there are lot of models which we can use. Okay, 3D models. Okay, so today what exactly we are going to do? Let's see the demo. So this is the thing which we are going to do. So we have a header, and here we have text, and here we have this shoe. Okay, and this is not just a shoe image. Okay, this is a 3D model, and we can see by dragging it. Okay, I'm clicking on the mouse and dragging it, and this is a 3D model of a shoe. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in today's video. But before starting the video, let's see how we can get this 3D models, because no one will give us free. Okay, so there is a website where we can get few models which are free. Okay, that we can get and we can use those. Okay, so let's go to that website. So the website name is Sketchfab. Okay, sketchfab.com. You can go and you can see in the features free 3D models. Okay, there you can go and you can search. Okay, so let's search for shoe only, shoes, and you can see these are all shoe 3D models. Okay, but we have to see here which is free, because right now you see this one is $20, so 55, 30, 25. Okay, so these are paid ones. So we have to look for the free. Okay, so as you can see, this is the free one, and here is the symbol. Okay, you can see download symbol is there. It means we can download and we can use it. So suppose you can see this one, this is paid, because here you can see the dollar sign is there. Okay, some of the models will be there which are just there. Okay, you can't download it, you can't get it basically with the paid as well. So this is the one of the shoe. Like here, there is no symbol. It means you can't download it, or you can't get it for the paid or anything. Okay, but there are free like this one you can get and you can download it. Okay, so let's see how we can download. Okay, so let's click on this download button. It will take us to here and it will ask for us a login. Okay, so we have to log into this application first, like the website. Right. So I have just logged into this application, like sorry, website sketchfab.com, and you can see we can play around with the model as well, this 3D model. And if I scroll down, we can see here who has created it. Okay, so this person has created this model, and we can see here download link. Okay, download 3D model. Let's click on this, and it will give us this particular page. Okay, so here different, like there are different extensions where you can download. Okay, today we are looking for glb. Okay, so this format we need to have in order to show in the react.js. Okay, so let's get the first version, which is 30 MB. You can get the smaller one as well. Texture size is if you get the higher resolution one, you will get the higher quality. Okay, so let me download this one. Okay, so in a minute it will start downloading, and we can see here it started downloading. Okay, so yeah, so this is the process of before creating our application or having the model. This is how we can download a model, and then we'll go to the code and we'll see how exactly we can show this particular shoes in the application. Okay, but in this project I am not going to show this shoes, I am going to show this one. Okay. Yes. So as you can see, I am in the new project. This is the practice app with Tailwind. Okay, because we are going to create this project with the help of Tailwind. We are going to use the Tailwind CSS library. Okay. So before that, let me show you what are all packages which we need for the threejs. Okay. So as you can see on my screen, we need three package library, and then React 3 DREI, okay, and then basically it's dry, okay, and then React 3 fiber, okay. So these three libraries which we need for the model to be rendered, okay. So let's install this as well here, and we'll go for the other process to how to install Tailwind first, okay. So in order to do that, we can go to this website, install Tailwind CSS, the original website, and we can see here there are instructions to install this, okay. So as you can see, first step we already did, we have created a project. Now we have to install the Tailwind CSS, okay. For that they are saying run these two commands, okay. Let's copy the first command and let's run it, okay. And yeah, these libraries are installed. Let's clear this and let me install this. And you can see this one here, this is very important, okay. We are installing this as a dev dependency, okay. -d means developer dependency. It means whenever we are sending our project to client, okay, the client side rendering, okay, like whoever is using, they doesn't need Tailwind CSS library, okay. They need the other libraries, like the other things they need, but not the Tailwind library. So this is a developer tool only, okay. We have to understand this. So let me run this. So it will install this as a developer dependency. Then we can do, then we'll initialize the Tailwind CSS using this command, okay. So let's initialize it. So next we can see the third step. Like once we initialize it, it will generate us tailwind.config.js. We can just copy this and we can replace, so that it should take src as the root folder, okay. So let's go back and let's see in the src. Okay, so it's in the root, okay. So here we can see tailwind config.css, okay. So let me just replace with this, and you can see I am currently targeting src as my root folder, okay. So here star star and slash star and the other extensions also there here, okay. It means any extension with a file name this one, it will going to apply this tailwind css, okay. And if you have any other, you can add it to this particular thing, okay. But right now this is fine, okay. So let's close this and we are done with the Tailwind, okay. Now the last step is we have to copy these three lines, and we have to paste it inside the index.css, okay. So let's remove whatever we have and let's paste it here, okay. So this is done. This is how we have configured it, okay. Now what we can do is we can run our application and see is it installed properly or not, okay. Tailwind. So okay, so while it is starting the application, what we can do is we can go to extension, and here we can search for Tailwind IntelliSense, okay. So this extension will help you understand and know what are all the CSS are there in the, or the class names are there in the Tailwind CSS, okay. So what you can do is you can have the class name and you can do control and space, okay. Then it will list down the all the CSS over there, okay. So you can install this pack like extension from the VS Code. Okay, so yeah, now it is running. Let's go to the app.js and let's clear this stuff, and we can have only single div, okay. Inside that I'll have h1 and I'll say icubecode, okay. Let me remove this as well, the above ones which we don't need. And yeah, you can see here is the text, okay. So now what we can do here is we can have the class name, and I'll do control and space, and you can see these are all the class names which are there in the Tailwind, okay. So let's see, let's apply the background color. So I'll say bg, okay, hyphen, and you see the class names are listed here, okay. Bg matlab background, okay, and you can get the any color you want, okay. So let's say teal color, okay. And in the teal color you can see there are variants, okay. 50 to 950 they are showing the variants, okay. We can take the 500 one, I guess. Let's save it, let's go back, and you see the CSS are coming, okay. So it means uh, we have successfully installed the Tailwind library in our React.js application, okay. So yeah, so this is how we can do the installation of Tailwind. So now let's go to the other step where we can design the home page, okay. Yeah, all right. So let's start this designing of home page. Okay. So let's go back. Let's have a structure first. Okay. So what we can do is we can remove this, and you see we have this particular div. Inside that we can have one div for the header. Okay. I'll just have the comments here as a header. Okay. and then here we can have one more div, which is the main div. Okay, so main I'll say here. The comments are very necessary. Okay, you have to say what exactly you are doing, because right now we are going to use Tailwind CSS, and here in the Tailwind CSS we don't write class name. Okay, the class name which is provided by the Tailwind, we'll write that. So with that, we don't understand what exactly this component is or the div is. Okay, so we have to mention in the comment, I am using this particular div for the header or the for main or something like that. You have to say here. Okay, so like if you are doing alone, it doesn't matter. But if you are doing with in a team where you are using Tailwind, and that is very confusing for other members to understand what exactly is happening here. Okay, so the comments are very important. Okay, so let's do this. So what I'll do is, for the parent div, I'll apply CSS as BG, and see here, if you want to apply a custom color. Okay, so if you want to just apply a color, you can just type a color name here and you can apply. But I want to apply, I want to give a color as a hash. Okay, hash key. So that time what you can do is, you can have hyphen brackets, and inside that you can have your color. Okay, so hash 222222. Okay, so this is the color I am going to use. So if I go back, here is our application. Okay, so it's not taking height. Let's give height as screen. Okay, so if you remember height 100 VH, okay, we can take here. What we can use is H screen. Okay, so it will take the whole screen here. Okay, and let's give the width as also full, or you can give a screen. Okay, both will work. Okay, so let's give it, and here is our black screen right now. Okay, so now what we have to do is, we have to design this header first, then we'll go for this particular thing. Okay, so let's me go back, and here let's have this structure ready inside this. So what I'll going to have here is, I'll going to have simple span tags where I'll say home. Okay, and then shoes, then orders, and the last one we have is cart. Okay, right, cart we have. Okay, these four items we have inside a div. Okay, so now what we can do is, we can style this particular thing, and I'll say width, let's say, you can have different widths. Okay, here 0 1 2, so it doesn't mean like one means one pixel. Okay, it's in the rem. Okay, rem. So if you say, it extends to 96. Okay, if you want to take 50%, what you can do is, you can have like 1 by 2, or 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 1 by 4 for the 25%. Okay, so these kind of things you can use. There are a lot of things inside this. Okay, if you want to learn about the Tailwind more, right, you can go to the documentation. Here is there the documentation, and you can go into the components. Okay, and from there you can see all the CSS whatever Tailwind is giving. Okay, and if you are ever confused, right, like you know the CSS name but you don't know the class name, what you can just search it, what is this in the Tailwind, they will give the class name. Okay, just Google about that. Okay, so here I'll say 1 by 4, which is 25% of the width. Okay, and then I'll apply one more color here. For this is hash 2323. Okay, so this is the color I'm going to take, and right now nothing is there because we don't have the colors ready here. And inside this, let's take padding. Okay, so padding you can take as p hyphen and then whatever numbers you want to provide. Okay, but if you want to suppose have only padding from the left and right side, that time you can take px. Okay, if you want from top and bottom, you can take py. Okay, y axis and x axis this way. Okay, so let's say y py hyphen 2 px hyphen 4, I'll say. Okay, so this is what I have given. Or so here is our text right now basically. Okay, so I think the color is not properly visible. I'll just say white color for now, and you can see here it is coming. Okay, so let's go back to that same color, or it may be different color, maybe 323232. Yeah, this is the color. Okay, so now we have taken it. Let's say, then what I'll do is, this one we have to make it center. Okay, so I'll do margin auto. Okay, so it will go into the center, and I need some margin top, let's say 5. No, it's not giving properly. Okay, this is fine for now. We'll do that later. But so this is how we are getting it. Now we have to style the inside one. Okay, the above space will take in a minute. It's not coming. and you see we have rounded borders here. Okay, so that also we can take. We have library like sorry class name, like how we have in the CSS border radius, right? Here we'll have the rounded. Okay, so here you can see there are like rounded, none, SM, MD, LG, XL to XL. Okay, so these are all different sizes. Okay, you can take any of the size, but if suppose you want to apply particular pixel, that time what you can do is hyphen brackets, and inside the bracket you can give your pixel. Okay, let's say 20 pixel. If I go back here, you see curves we are getting. If I zoom in, this curves we are getting. Okay, so let's do LG for now. Okay, and that will be good. So now let's CSS this particular span, and we'll copy paste the CSS for the other spans. Okay, so class name will take, and first thing what I'll do is I will take some padding and margin. Let's suppose I need this only inside this particular thing. Okay, px py, and we got this, and we have to say block. Okay, because it's now like span is a inline, right? So we have to make it block here. Then what we can do here is first of all, above we can take flex. Okay, for display flex, okay, we need the all our items, all 4 items in a row. Okay, that's why I'm taking as a flex here. Okay, and that's the only thing. Okay, if you want to apply gap and all the properties are there, we'll go through that later, but right now this is it. Okay, so here I have did, let's apply text color. Okay, so color, if you want to apply now, you have to write text and hyphen and the color name. Okay, let's suppose white. Okay, so let me go back, and you see the white color is applied. Okay, but if you want to give a particular color, it's same hyphen bracket, inside that you can have the other color. Okay, fe. This is the color I want to go with right now, right? So now what I can do here is I can copy paste the same CSS to the other stance. Okay, so we can see this properly. Yeah, so we are getting it properly, but you can see all like the width for each box is not proper. Okay, so what we can do here is I'll have control alt and the bottom arrow to have the multiple cursors. Okay, now I'll write width as 1/4. Okay, let's see what it will give. So it is taking right now exact width. Okay, but the text is in not center. Okay, for the center what I can do is I can use flex, we can use, and justify center we can take, and align center. Okay, items center. Okay, items center, and it's saying flex we can't use because we have already used the block. Okay, so let's remove the block CSS from here. Right, we have removed it and we got this, but yeah, color also coming. So yeah, this is how it's coming, but the padding I'm not sure, it should be 4 and 4. Yeah, right, it's coming properly, but it's not up to this, like how exactly it is, right? That's a different thing actually. But yeah, so right, so we got this box here. Okay, now what we have to get is we have to get this white color circle inside this. Okay, so let's see how we can get it. So for the white color box, what we can do is we can, inside this header, we can create one div. Okay, and for this div, I'll say comment here. This is the white circle for the nav bar. Okay, and here I'll say class name. Okay, so let's say width we have to take properly how we have for this. Okay, we have 1/4 which is 25, means it should have the 25 exactly. Okay, and then we can have a color as fe. Okay, and then we can take height as, let's say, 16. Okay, and then we have to take round it, let's suppose 30 pixel. Let's try. Okay, let me go back, and you see this is how it's coming right now. But right now see it is coming beside this. The reason is we have to make it position absolute. Okay, and let's fix the above padding as well. So for the main div, what I'll do is I'll say py 10, let's say, or maybe 5. 5 is better, right? So it's coming here. So now what I can do is I can use absolute position on this. Okay, so for applying the position, we don't need to write position here, we can just write absolute. Okay, so it will give us the CSS this way. And then top, from top I need like 2 pixels suppose. Okay, So this is how you can use top hyphen 2. Okay, if you want to have particular pixels, you can have in the bracket, but this is what we want. If suppose you want the pixel in a minus direction, that time what you can do is before top you just put a hyphen, okay, and it will take that particular minus, like CSS in the minus, okay, negative way. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so left 0 I'll say. Now you see it is coming over here, but we want to put inside the header only, so we have to use position relative inside the header. Okay, so I'll say relative here, and it should come inside this, and you see it is coming inside this. And the top, I guess, like let's take 1. Okay, so now it is fit to this particular thing. Okay, so now what I want is, whenever the white box is on top of home, I want to show home in a black color, and it should be on top of it. And if I click on shoe, it should go there, and vice versa. Okay, so for that, what we can do, what we have to do is, we have to create a different component. Okay, so let's say in src I'll create a component folder. Okay, component folder, inside that I'll create a simple component. Okay, so I'll say nav item .jsx. Okay, and here I'll use shortcut key RFCE to create the shortcut, and inside this what I am going to have is only this particular span. Okay, and we can make this reusable. Okay, how we can make it reusable means, we can have a prop as name. Okay, so that name, instead of home here, I'll show this name over here. Okay, and yeah, default property we don't need to use. Let's copy this and let's import this here. Okay, so let's import. I have just, what I did is I just clicked control and space over here, so it should give us the import, and we click, it should automatically import here. Okay, and what I can do now is I can remove all this navigation tabs here. Okay, instead we can use this multiple times here. Okay, so I'll say name equal to home. Okay, and here name equal to shoes, name equal to what do we say, orders, I guess. Yeah, right, orders, and name equal to, we have last cart. Okay, right. So all four things I have used, like, and I have created a reusable component, so that if in future, if the many items are adding, I can add it very easily. Okay, and I don't need to do it again, these things. Okay, and you can see the design is still the same. Okay, it doesn't change anything. Okay, now what I have to do is, firstly, what I'll do here is I'll apply z index property for this. Okay, so I'll say z10, so that text should come up. Okay, now it's coming up. Okay, now I can change color here. So let's say here, instead of this, I'll say 000, and you see it is coming this way, but I want to do only for this, not for the others. Okay, so let's see how we can achieve that. Okay, so here what I can do is I can create a state. Okay, I'll say current tab. So we have to track, okay, what exactly the current tab is. We have to track it. Okay, and use state, and I'll say first home. Okay, by default it will be home. So I'll just copy this, and I'll provide inside this component. Okay, not only in the single one, I'll provide in the all of them. We have to give it as a property. Let's give it, and this current tab we have to import here. Okay, as a parameter. So let's take it, and here what you can do is, you can have one property here. Okay, you can have one conditional statement inside this. Okay, so what we can have it, here, instead of double quotes, we can have backticks. Okay, and let's go here, let's have backticks inside a curly braces. Here I will write one logic. Okay, inside this dollar curly braces, we can do current tab equals to name. Okay, if the current tab matches the name, then I want to show this color. Okay, uh, hash 000. Okay, or else I want to show this color basically, and it should be inside that, not outside. Let's keep it inside this. Yeah, right, and it should be as a string. Right, so you can see what I just did is, I have taken current tab, which is tracking which tab is clicked right now. Right now it's home first by default. Okay, So if it is home, what it will do is for home tab, it will have this particular CSS, which is black color, okay, or else it will have this white color, okay. So let's see, let's go back. Right now we can't see that it's applied because there might be some reason. So these kind of things will happen, okay, during the development. So what we have to do is we have to just go to inspect and see where exactly the CSS are applying. Okay, right now you see this is the home, and you can see text is applied, but something went wrong to the other thing. See here, this CSS got messed up, that's why it's not coming. Okay, the slash and all, and see justify content. Okay, this CSS we have to be make sure it's properly aligned. Right, let's go back, and you can see how we are getting home on top of this. Okay, now if you see, if I change this initial to shoes, okay, now let's see. Okay, so now you see it's making it black, but this thing is not moving to towards this side. Okay, so we have to do one click event. Okay, whenever I click on this particular thing, it should change the value. So let's see how we can do that. I'll give this set as well inside this thing as a prop to this. Okay, so let's give this. Okay, and same thing I'll have it over here, and for this particular span over here I'll have a on click event. Okay, on click event, and here we have to have this set. Okay, and what I'm going to provide is name. Okay, because how do we know which where I'm clicking? If I'm clicking on this particular span, it means it should take whatever value is there. Okay, that's why I'm giving name as it. So now what we can do is here we can have one use effect. Okay, and in this use effect we can track basically, you know, the use effect property, right? Whenever this current tab changes, I am giving this current tab as a dependency to this use effect. Okay, whenever this changes, it should change the value of this as well. Okay, I'll tell you what value we are trying to change here. Okay, I'll take if condition here. If I say current tab triple equal to home, okay, and then else save, I'll have same thing, current tab equal to shoes, and we can have one more for orders. Okay, and we can finally have the else condition over here. So now you see what I'm going to do is you see right now here where is that? So the left condition for this, you see here. Okay, left we have set 0, but 0 doesn't going to work. We have to change whenever you are clicking on the shoes, home, or orders anywhere. Okay, so that particular thing we have to change. So for that, what I can do is I can create one more state which will track the left, how much pixel should be left side. Okay, so set left I'll give, and use state I'll say 0 by default. Okay, and this I'll going to set whenever it's 0, like whenever it's home I'll going to set as 0, and whenever it should it's shoes, I'll say 25. Okay, because 25% I have to set it. Okay, I'll show you in a minute how exact what I meant actually. And here I'll say 50, and lastly I'll have 75. Okay, so this is the values I have given, and this left side we can use here. Okay, now you see here inside this we can try to use it. Okay, like doing this, but it will not work sometimes. Okay, because it will glitch sometime. Okay, so that's why we have to use inline CSS, and here we can have left property, and here I'll say backticks curly braces, inside that I'll have left, and I'll give percent. Okay, because each box in the navigation is a 25%, I have to move it by 25%. That's how the logic works. Okay, so now if I click on shoes, you see it's going here. Okay, so this was the logic behind this particular thing. So, and we can apply one more class here as a transition all. Okay, this class name, and it will transition now. Okay, and also we can have all for all the navigations, we can have cursor pointer. Okay, and you see this is how we are getting it. So now the navigation is done. Now let's go to the final stage. We have the 3D model. Okay, right. So for the main section, what we can do is we can have two divs. Okay, first div will going to have the content whatever we want to display, and second div will going to have the 3D model. Okay, so I'll say here content and here I'll say 3D model. Okay, and for the content I have just CSS, so I'll just like I have this thing, I'll just apply it. It's just basic thing. Okay, so we have some we have taken as width as 50%, okay, height as 96, and flex we are using in order to center it and justify content and all other properties we have. Okay, if I go back, this is how it will going to look. Okay, and here for the main div we can apply CSS as flex, and we can have gap as 4, because right now the model is not there, but we need gap in between it. Okay, that's the reason. And I'll take padding 10 pixel and margin top as well 10 pixel. Okay, so now you see it's properly centered over here. Now we have to look for the model. Okay, so model will going to go here. Okay, but we can't directly import as we are doing for the images or something and directly provide it. Okay, we have to create a model component. In that we have to import it. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So you see here in the assets, okay, we have this blob.svg. If you remember from the demo, it's this color. In the background we have this, right? So this is what it is. But for the shoes, we should not keep inside the src. We should have that model inside the public folder. Okay, if I open it here, you see shoes.glb. This is what we have downloaded. Okay, so we have to have this particular thing inside the public folder. Okay, that you have to make sure. That's the first. If you don't do that, it will give you the errors. Okay, and if you put it in the src, so that's the first. So now let's go and let's create one component called model. Okay, so let's say model.jsx. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll use the shortcut to create this component, and here we have to import one hook. Okay, so let's say the hook name is use G gltf. Okay, and it will come from the React tree drive. Okay, so this is the library where this hook will going to come from. So what does it will do is it will going to import our scene or the model. Okay, and let's use it here, constant scene, okay, equal to use this one, and here we can provide the path of it. Okay, so I'll say public, not public directly, we have to say what path it is. Okay, if you say slash, okay, it means public, that's it. Okay, if you say dot slash, it means the current folder, okay, wherever you are. But slash means you are in the public folder right now. Okay, and I'll say shoes dot glb. Okay, so this is what it is, and here we can remove this and we can have primitive. Okay, and this is this component, and we should be taking props here. Okay, and I'll say here object equal to scene. Okay, and here we can say props. Okay, and I think we have to do in this way. Yeah, right. So this is what we have to do. Okay, so this is the model we have created, and here we have imported this shoes.glb here. Okay, so now what we can do is we can create our camera canvas. Okay, so that's the camera canvas where our model will going to render. Okay, so let's create that now. So camera, or you can say, let's say shoe canvas. Okay, let's say shoe canvas and JSX, and here also we can use RFCE to create this. Let's do this, and here what we can do is we can import few things. Okay, so let me just paste it. I have copied it actually. So you see from the React tree dry library, we have taken stage, presentational controls, and from the fiber, okay, the React tree fiber, from there we have taken as canvas. Okay, so we have to display on the canvas only. So let me remove this div, and we can have this canvas here. Okay, inside the canvas we should be having presentation control. Okay, so basically presentation control will give you the some controls over the model, how you want to show it in different ways. Okay, then we'll have the stage. Okay, and inside this we have to import the other model, which we have this one. Okay, so let's import this over here, and we'll like this. Okay, right. And then here for the canvas we can take style, width as 100%. Okay, so I'm not taking risk on this by applying Tailwind CSS. That's why I'm just applying inline CSS. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So let's use this shoe canvas inside our app component. Okay, and I'm going to use inside this particular thing right here. Okay, so let's import. I'll just do control and space, and you can see import is coming here. If I click, it's imported. It's a very shortcut, like it's a shortcut, but you have to check if the import is came or not, or else it will give the error in the front end. Okay, the browser. But if we do directly, it might not work. Okay, let's see. Let's refresh it. Let's see what exactly it will going to say to us. Okay, it's refreshing. It's taking a lot time actually. Right. Yeah, now you see the component like the shoe didn't render and it's giving this particular error here. Okay, this error will come because it didn't render this properly. Okay, so what we can do for this is we can have suspense from React. Okay, what suspense will do is suspense will have a fallback UI. Okay, and it will wait until the component loads, then it will show the component. Okay, so we can put inside this and we can have the fallback here, whatever you want to show here, it either component or text. Okay, it's up to you, but let's not apply for now. Right now, let's go, let's refresh again. Let's see if the shoes come up. uh, right, you can see this error we are getting. This error we are getting because of the spelling mistake in the model component. It should be primitive. Okay, so let's go back, let's refresh, and we can saw our shoes. Yeah, so you can see shoes is here right now. So we got our 3D model on our application by help of these components. So this is the model and this is the shoe canvas. Okay, you can create multiple canvases and you can have that. Okay, and let's go back to app, and here let's do some CSS. Okay, so for this particular thing, let's take 1 by 2, same width and height, I suppose. Okay, okay, so now you see it's giving this way, and I guess we can have more. I'm thinking, so I'll say 500 pixel and width also. Okay, width 1 by 2 is fine, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, now we can see our shoes is coming properly, and now again we need to have this particular background, right? So for that, what we can do is we can have this particular thing as a relative, and here we can import one image. Okay, so let's say image src blob image. Okay, let's import it above. So I'll get it from the blob image from the assets. Okay, asset slash blob svg. Okay, and this all resources you can find in the GitHub repo. Okay, we have the GitHub repo, right there, you can find this. Okay, so blob image, and let's see, here it is coming this way. Okay, and you see it's going below that because it should be we have to apply the class. So let's say absolute. Okay, and it should fix above. Right, it's giving over here. We just need to get somewhere in the minus pixels. Let's say 10, or maybe let's take in a pixels, 100 pixel. Okay, so it is here. We have to apply z index. Okay, for the shoe canvas. Here we can apply z index 100. Let's see, it should come up. Yeah, it came up the top. Okay, and you see this particular thing as we have it here, it's different, and over here is different. The reason is I have used different widths. Okay, so we can use some other width for this. Let's say 1 by 2. What will it give? Okay, it's very small actually. Full, let's say what it will give, full width. Okay, again it's going very big, and here it's very small, but we can work with this. Okay, so but let me have something around 400 pixel, so if it can fit properly. No, it's not. Let's say 600, 700. Okay, let's say 650. Yeah, right. Okay, so this works for us, and we have to blur it. Okay, so for that backdrop blur we can use, and let's say md. Okay, it's not happening, so blur maybe. Yeah, so blur is happening, so let's take lg. So it will blur out everything and our shoes is coming here. Okay, but you see if I refresh it, so this white color screen is coming. So that you can change inside the suspense. You can have a fallback UI and you can show that UI. Okay, any loading screen or something. But you see, when I refresh it, when we come to this page, we are seeing the shoes is like this. Okay, the shoes should be like this because in the demo we have this way. So how do we do that? Okay, so to do that we have to use this controls, presentation controls. Okay, let's check that. So for the presentation control, we have rotation. Okay, so rotation is an array format. Okay, we can have 3 rotations. Okay, so x, y, z. Okay, basically. So let's give first 0, comma 1.5, comma 0. Okay, let's see how exactly it will look like. And you see turn around this way. Okay, so if you want to turn around on the left side, I'll say 1 minus 1.0 and it came this way. Okay, so I'll just take this out here so we can see this properly happening over here, right? Let's save it. See, I have changed it. Let's say 5, it will circulate, but let's say minus 1.5 only. So it will have this way. Let's change this one. Okay, what will happen? Let's see. So you see, it's turning around this way. Okay, in the Z X direction. Okay, or maybe I think that's the Z direction, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm confused in this direction, but so if you toggle the middle one in the minus or plus, it should go on the left and right. This one, if you change it, it will rotate. Okay, basically. So this way it's rotating, and this one is also the same. If I go in the minus direction, you see it's happening the same. Okay, so this is the rotation. Okay, and we can have speed as well. Okay, speed control also we can do. Right now it's 1. Let's say we can have this way. If I have 10, let's see, I didn't try this, never. Yeah, see, this is how it's happening. So let's have to set to 1 only speed and we are good to go. Okay, let's refresh and let's see this again, how it's coming. Okay, so this is how it's coming over here. Okay, right. At least we have seen a few of the things and we saw that how exactly we can download the like 3D model and how we can show the 3D model using the threejs inside the React.js application. Okay. Yes. So this is about the threejs and how exactly we can import a 3D model in our React.js application. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.